Hi, I'm Lieutenant Cleveland with the County of San Diego Department of Animal Services, and today I'm going to show you how to properly use a catch pole. Initially, you want to be able to store it properly, and the first thing that you need to understand is that this wire right here is very important and you don't want it to get kinked. So therefore, when you store it, you want to be sure that you put it inside of this hole and slide it all the way down. You also, on this end, want to make sure that the loop is just about 2 inches. You don't want it too big and you don't want it too small so that it kinks. Just a nice loop. So when you go to use it, you're going to be pulling this wire out, and there's a knob right here, and you're going to pull that knob out, and as you do, this is going to come flipping up, so you want to make sure that you protect your face so that that doesn't happen. And the way you do that is you put your little baby finger down here and guide it so that it doesn't whip around and get you. So you pull it out, and when you pull it out, the loop on this end opens up so that you can use it. When you go to cinch it down, you're just going to pull this out until it cinches down around the dog's neck comfortably, and we're going to be showing you how to do that in a little bit. And then when you're all done, you just slide this back into the hole and you're all set. So now I'm going to show you a used catch pole. This catch pole, and if you notice, this catch pole, the loop end, has a lot of kinks in it. You need to protect this as much as possible, like I explained with the other catch pole. The reason this got like this is there's one of 2 reasons, actually both of them probably. Dogs will grab onto this and chew it and cause many breaks. The other thing is officers will hang them up like this and they will kink. So you don't want to store your catch pole again like this. And anytime your loop gets kinks in it, you need to have it replaced and fix your catch pole. The reason is because when you pull this down, it doesn't pull all the way down, and when you go to release it, it won't release. So now you're stuck and you're in a terrible position, especially if you have a dog in the loop. Now you can't release it and the dog can get injured. The other thing I want you to notice on this catch pole are all of the bite marks on this end. Dogs will bite this. This is rubber, and it is designed to be bitten. What happens oftentimes though is when the dog is biting this, they also bite their lip and they will bleed, or their tongue, and there will be a lot of blood. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't cause a lot of problems. It's just a little bloody, that's all. And once you get them in the kennel, it usually stops. So don't worry about that. So now I'm going to show you how to properly catch the dog with the catch pole. So the first thing that you're going to do is pull the wire out and then pull on the knob to open it up, making sure that this doesn't swing up and hit you. And the next part, you're going to try and catch the dog by coming from underneath and going right above his ears, and you cinch it down. Now, you want to go from underneath because this way you can get behind the ears, but also if you go from above and you go down, many times the dog will duck and move their head around, and it is more difficult to catch the dog. Not only that, but now the pole is down below and it is hard to cinch the dog in the proper place, and you have less control. So again, you want to go from underneath, you want to go right up behind the ears and cinch it down. Now when you cinch it down, you want it tight enough to control the dog, but not too tight that you're going to choke the dog out. You want to be able to put 2 fingers underneath. Also, you do not want to catch the dog and cinch it down here, because when the dog pulls backwards, it will slip all the way off and now you've lost the dog. So be sure that you come from underneath, right up behind the ears, and cinch it down just enough that you have control of the dog and the dog can't get loose. Now once the dog is on the catch pole, you have to walk with the dog, and the dog is going to move in all sorts of directions. The important thing to do is to make sure that when the dog moves around, that you walk with it, because if you don't, what happens is the catch pole, the wire, will get kinked. And when it gets kinked, now you can hurt the dog, you can choke the dog out, and it's more difficult to release. So you want to be sure that you walk around the dog so that the pole is not kinked and the dog isn't getting choked out. So now when you walk the dog, you don't want to push the dog and you don't want to pull the dog. You want to try and walk with the dog so that it's next to you, but not so close that he's going to bite you. Just like this. Now, many times a dog won't want to walk with you, so he will move in different directions. You go with the dog. It's easier that way. As long as you're getting from point A to point B, doesn't matter how you get there. So oftentimes, the dog will walk circles around you, and that's fine. You just keep walking in the direction you want to go. The dog can walk around in circles all that it wants to. And pretty soon you get to where you want to go. Okay, so some dogs have never been on a leash before. And when you place the catch pole on them, what they do is they go into what we call an alligator roll. They flop down to the ground and then start rolling and rolling. So you need to make sure that the wire doesn't get twisted first off. But second off, you want to try and calm the dog down. And the way you do that, you want to release it just a little bit so they don't feel so confined, but don't release it so much that the dog gets loose. And then the other thing you want to do is just sit and try and talk to the dog to get him to calm down. Now, sometimes that just doesn't work, and they continue to roll and they thrash and it doesn't look pretty. But as long as you don't allow this to get twisted, the dog's going to be okay. Try and get your business done as quickly as possible and get the dog to where you're going, however you need to do that. And that's basically all you can do with a dog that alligator rolls. So now we have a live dog. This is a nice little female pit bull that we have here at the shelter. She's about a year, maybe a little bit more, not too much. I understand she goes up for adoption this afternoon. And I'm going to show you how to place a catch pole on a live dog, which is a little different than a stuffed dog. So the first thing we're going to do is get our catch pole ready. And we're going to get her attention. Hi, baby, come here. So normally an aggressive dog you would have over in the corner somewhere, but because she's not aggressive. Come here, baby. I just want to show you how to place the catch pole on. See, now she's backing up. You're going to go back and forth. Hi, baby, it's okay, I'm sorry. There we go. We got her to stop. I'm going to place this up over. I'm going to cinch it down, just like that. Very good. Now she's ready. Good girl. I'm just going to give her a treat. Normally you wouldn't do this, but because she's a nice dog, we don't want her to get upset. Now we're going to walk, and we're just going to walk right along next. Now she's pulling on me. It's okay. She can pull on me. Come here, baby. All right. We want to go this way. I just kind of guide her. I'm not pulling. I'm not pushing. We're just letting her walk. Now this is back a little farther, but it's in a good spot, and it's not too tight. I'm going to move this up now. There we go, and we're all set. Okay, so now, many times an aggressive dog, once you get them on the end of a catch pole, they very often settle down. So you don't need to continue keeping them on the catch pole. You always want to do the least amount of force with the dog. So we always have a leash with us, and this is my leash. So for the dog's safety, what you can do, and what I recommend, is that if possible, and the dog is settled down, you move the dog off of the catch pole and onto a leash. And you do that by slipping the leash down the catch pole, and then over the head of the dog so that you now have the leash on the dog instead of the catch pole. And then you can release the dog from the catch pole. And now the dog is much more comfortable. He's going to walk with you easier. And like I said, oftentimes a dog is scared and they're protecting things. But once you get them on the end of the catch pole, they'll become a little butterball and wag their tail. And once they do that, you can put a leash on them and then walk them on the leash instead. Good girl. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let her go. She's been a very good girl. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have learned something about the catch pole and that you know how to properly use it, and so that both you and the dog are safe and are able to get from point A to point B. Thank you very much.